Hey there, guess what? We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Kingston Union, home of the Wino, the original Wino skate, punk rock, casual shoe that looks cool as cool can get. Right now, Kingston Union is having a summer slip-on sale. All you have to do is go to KingstonUnionMFG.com and use code SUMMERSLIPS25. That's SUMMERSLIPS25. Head over to KingstonUnionMFG.com and get your slips for the summer now. Tour Stories is supported by the great Distrokid. As you know, Distrokid connects direct to TikTok with exclusive access to your TikTok artist account. What's new at Distrokid? You can do unlimited instant mastering. You can distribute your music videos. And the newest, greatest thing, Bandzoogle, where you can build a website and a store in minutes. And of course, they have an app, which is a delight to post new songs and get paid. Tour Story listeners get 30% off at distrokid.com/VIP/tour stories. Distrokid. Get your music out there. I am super psyched to welcome our newest sponsor, Kuma Coffee. Kuma Coffee is a 100% independently owned roasting company right here in Seattle since 2008. Kuma is a 5-person team roasting over 100,000 pounds of exclusively high-scoring coffee each year. They source their coffees direct from origin and pay well over fair trade pricing to farmers. This guarantees the highest quality while supporting rural farming communities throughout the global South. And here's the kicker. They just launched an instant coffee. I travel a lot. I've tried tons of instant coffee, and Kuma is the best. It saves my buns in the morning, in the afternoon, and quite often before a show. Find their coffees at kumacoffee.com. That's KUMACOFFEE.com.
Hey, Michael?
Hello.
Hi, this is Joe Plummer.
Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I want to apologize for calling you and texting you so much.
That's okay.
I'd like to get a tour story from you, if that's okay. I mean, we toured together, but, I thought it would be okay to reach out. We haven't talked in 2 years. But,
I know. Yeah.
What do you think? Any time?
Yeah,
Something?
I guess the short answer is no.
Oh. Are you kidding, or?
I mean, yeah, no, that would be the short answer. I mean, a longer answer would be kind of, my answer is no.
All right. Maybe I caught you at a bad time.
It's possible there could be a better time.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be it.
Okay. You want to reach out to me? You want me to call you
maybe
back?
we do it that way. Yeah, maybe we do it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Where I'll just, if it ever becomes a maybe or a yes, I'll reach out to you.
Okay.
The big problem is that there's just a lack of interest, I guess.
Oh, okay. I feel like I caught you at a bad time.
What time is it?
I think it's 8 or something your time. It's not too late.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be that.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I'll try again. I'll just call you. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You call me, okay?
Okay, very good.
All right.
Sometimes at the end of a tour, you're exhausted. Sometimes you lose focus. And sometimes you lose your bass guitar. Micheal tells us about his hunt for a bass that drags him through a labyrinth of previous owners, guitar shops, and internet searches. We also meet a hard-boiled detective that may be the window into Micheal's next career. From Ruinous Media, this is Tour Stories.
It was this beautiful Vox Phantom bass, cream white and very odd shape, kind of like pentagon bass. It's a beautiful little bass. So it happened 3 years ago now, actually. I was touring with Alden in the summer of 2015. We were just billing us as Alden Tenor and Micheal Cera, which it was not very creative. But we didn't really know what we were doing. We were just kind of going out and playing music together and playing some of his songs and some of my songs. So that's what we were doing. And I had brought along a whole bunch of shit to tour with. I brought my big synthesizer. It's an old Roland Jupiter 4. Giant thing. It was the biggest thing to move around every night. So anyway, the point is that we were constantly focused on this synthesizer when we were in transit. And when I came back to New York, I had to do it all by myself. We'd been, like 3-man on this thing while we were touring, like carrying it around. And then I was the only one coming back to New York. They all went back to Montreal after. We had played in Germany the night before, and then I just didn't sleep, and I took a flight home the next morning, and I was exhausted, and I was so focused on this synthesizer. So I landed in New York and had to get this thing home on my own. And then, this is the embarrassing part of the story. A few weeks go by after I'm home from touring. And then one day I asked myself where my bass is. And I was very confused that it had vanished. I had an airport parking situation with my car, and so I shuttled everything over from the airport to the airport parking lot, and I think I just left my bass in the back of this shuttle van. That was the only thing that could have happened. Me and my girlfriend started scouring Twitter for Vox Phantom bass around the dates that I landed at the airport, and some guy had taken a picture of my bass and posted it at the Newark airport, and he was like, look at this beauty. So I was like, okay, that was the first clue of kind of what happened. There's proof that somebody was in contact with it, and they didn't report it and, return it to the airport or something. So it was stolen technically. So I contact a detective at the Newark airport, Detective Cantoneri. He and I developed a sort of relationship. I mean, late night phone calls, mouths full of food on the phone. Mike, he started calling me Mike very early on, and then I knew we were partners in this thing. That was great. And I have to tell you, you'll see, I sort of did all the most impressive detective work, not to slight Dave. But Dave said to me, you could be a detective if you wanted to. Which I think is probably one of the most meaningful things anyone said to me. When someone compliments my cooking or tells me I can be a detective, I get all red. So I'm in touch with Dave. He's like, Mike, we got nothing to go on here. He's like, let me tell you, he tells me all the statistics of how few things get brought home and everything. But this is technically grand larceny because the bass is worth more than $1,000. So that was exciting to me, that I was part of the grand larceny case. So anyway, there's a place in Brooklyn called Retrofret. It's a little guitar store, and they're great people over there. So I go there, and I'm thinking about buying myself a bass, I'm thinking about moving on. And I talked to Peter Coleman. He works at Retrofret, and I started telling him the story of my bass. And he goes, well, if you have the serial number, I'll keep my eyes peeled for it, if anyone comes in here with it. And then I get an email from him the next day. So this guy, Peter, he's obsessed with Vox Phantom basses. They're like one of his passions. So much so that he's always looking online for them and scouring eBay, etc. And he emails me, he says, Micheal, your bass was on eBay 2 weeks ago, and I saved the photos. And I see the photos that were posted on eBay of my bass. And he says to me, not only that, this particular bass, this very bass, 65401, was owned by me from 1985 to 1992.
No.
He owned my bass. And there's a little crack on my bass in the top right corner. He says, I made that crack. When one night I left a gig in frustration, I picked up the case, but it wasn't closed, and the bass flew out and hit a coffee table. And at this point, it's too exciting of a story to me that I feel like it's going to come home to me now. I mean, it's like something's happening. So that's, I'm like kind of losing my mind. And I also feel like, okay, we got a lead here. We got photos from the eBay post. I mean, the post is taken down. It's gone. So I said to him, do you know what the username was? Did you save that? And he said, I didn't save that. I just saved the pictures. So I call up Dave. I'm freaking out. He says, calm down, calm down. I've never heard you like this before. I say, I got these photos, and I show him the photos. And, he says, we're going to contact eBay, file a complaint with eBay, show them the photos, maybe they can get us the username. eBay completely sucks in this whole process, by the way. They never get back to us. They were never helpful in the least. We had to get an affidavit or something. Cantonary's like, that's going to take time. And every second that goes by, I feel like the base is getting, further away. So we're fighting the clock. So I'm sniffing around. So I go to this place called Rivington Guitars. And I'm looking there and talking to the guys that work there, and I tell them the story. And the guy says to me, why don't you go on this thing called Cera? It's a website. It's like a search engine that basically has logged all eBay listings going like 10 years back. I had never heard of this. So I was like, well, that seems very promising. So I go home. I search Vox Phantom Bass. I put like kind of the era of when it was there, and I find the page. And I find the guy. I do a search on him. I find a YouTube page of him, and I'm like, this is the guy. And then I see his apartment in the video. It's the same place as where the photos were taken in the eBay ad. I'm like, we got him dead to rights. This is the guy. I got his identity. I call Cantonary, tell him the news. This is when he tells me you could be a detective if you wanted. I said, thanks, but let's celebrate later. I appreciate that, but let's focus on the work at hand, like I'm always telling him. We find out the guy he sold it to. He sold it on eBay to a guy in Florida called Dr. J, who basically owns like hundreds of guitars. He's like a business of turning around guitars, buying them, and selling them. So I tell Peter, the guy at Retrofed, I say, we found the guy who sold it and the guy who bought it. And I tell him who bought it, and he says, Dr. J is the guy that I sold the bass to in 1992. So Dr. J owns the bass from 92 to like the early 2000s when I bought it. And then it goes back to him. So I'm like, Dr. J, he's going to love this story, and he's going to, it's going to be easy to get my bass back from him. We just contact him. We're like, we'll deal with Gustavo later, Let's get the bass. This is where the story takes a sad turn. Dr. J, like days before we got in contact with him, has taken the bass to a guitar convention and sold it for cash in hand without a trace. We don't know who they are, and that's the last trace I've ever had of it. It sort of builds to an anticlimax, but like we said, I hope that we're still smack in the middle of it, and I really do hope that one day it comes home.
You're out of time, out of time, you're out of time, out of time, you're out of time, out of time, you're out of time, out of time.
I think I'd like to broadcast through your podcast just in case anyone's listening. The serial number, which is 65401. Because if anyone ever heard this and brought it home to me, that would be a very happy ending.
Thanks to Micheal for the story. God. Tune into ruinousmedia.com/tour stories for more stories. Micheal.